Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. Just wanted to tell you that this episode of the Bottom Line Bombs, which is the Jaguars and Seahawks team preview on the Sports Game Podcast Network, is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code BOMBS. Anyway, now we are here, and now I can do things like this and welcome you to the show.
I'm Lou Holtz, and you're listening to the Man and the Box and the Bottom Line Bombast. Good luck to you.
Bring me everyone. What do you mean everyone?
Everyone! You're a crumb creep. I want to fight you. But you don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera. You're a creep. I am not a fucking loser!
It's bad luck just seeing a thing like that.
You lost it all. No. Yeah. Technically. Technically?
All I gotta say is go fucking burn!
Oh, we apologize for that.
We apologize. Landon has...
Duval.
That's right. That was sound bites from Siege. Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, the Man in the Box. The Bet Detective. The Laddie Daddy Scumbagger Vance. The Deli Llama. I haven't done that one in a while. Narcavelli. All of it. Now I'm Summer Siege. That's Siege in the summer. Bouncing around, getting out there, getting in the outdoors. The REI DEI hire, if you will. Hope you guys had a good weekend. It is Monday, August 4th, as I'm recording live. A little later than normal, 2:15-ish Pacific time, because I was just doing the main show with Ryan and Sean about their Denver Bronco preview. I guessed it in on that. And so today we'll be doing my Jacksonville, Seattle one as we plow through the NFL team previews. No guests for this one because I know these two teams down. I've done them on VSiN. I've done them for the main shows. I got these guys down, especially my Jaguars. As you know, I'm excited for these Jaguars this year. I'm always excited for the Jaguars, but especially this year because of Liam Cohen himself.
Duval.
We'll get into that though. We like to call it our Gilmore team. Every fan or whatever has their home, their football team they grew up with, their family, if you will. You can't shake them. You can't just jump off the ship there, or you're one of those jerks. Can't be the kid in your hometown who roots against your, There's always one of those. I was an Eagle fan, grew up in the Philadelphia area, and there's always some one clown Cowboy. Well, my dad's a Cowboy. Shut up. You like getting beat up? Just be an Eagle fan. But anyway, you have your home team, and then you have your Gilmore. You have another team you have on the side, like a girl, but it's the mistress. That's maybe in the other conference. Doesn't get involved with your team. Your team should never even rarely see each other. If they do, it's awkward. You just play it back and let them fight it out. And Jacksonville's my Gilmore. Just a little side check, just to see how they're doing. I always to keep up on them. Not like the SEC coaches, or the Southern high school coaches that would have separate families. Remember that? Back instead of cheating on their wife with a girlfriend or something, they would have an entire new family. They would play two. What? What are you doing? I like to. If I'm gonna commit adultery, it's gonna be proper adultery. I'm gonna make an honest woman out of the woman that I'm not honest with, and then raise separate children with her. What? Jesus God, get some therapy, will you? Anyway, welcome to the chat. Channing Brown is here. You get a bomb and cheers. If you're listening over on X, hop on over to the YouTube. You can be with Channing and get that live energy going. We got a lot to talk about. Talk about my weekend. We'll talk about some of the NFL news, baseball trade deadline stuff. And then, of course, we'll preview Jacksonville. Give you plenty of place for that. And Seattle, two teams that are similar win totals. Are both 7.5. And, of course, a Man in the Box segment. But first, I told you about the SGPN's team previews. There's my team previews. They're back. They're doing all 32. So am I. But they're also bringing back the phrase that pays. Each episode, they give out one word of a 32-word phrase. You submit that phrase, and you might win $1,000 circa future. How about that? That's not too shabby. I should have done that thing. We're crying. I got to find out what that thing is. Feach, welcome to the chat. Says, what's up, laddie daddy? Chris Christie's the perfect representative for the Cowboy fans outside of Texas. I know. That's 100% right. Chris Christie, governor of New Jersey. Terrible, terrible, terrible person. He, of course, not loyal. Let's Trump shit all over him. Then he goes back out. Destroyed Camden public schools. Anyway, a lot of things with Chris Christie, but he is the perfect representative. Of course, he's a Cowboy fan. Who can forget when he rented out the shore during during the hurricanes that destroyed the Jersey shores, and he had his family out there. Oh boy, pretty wide open when I have Secret Service blocking off these hurricane rattled beaches where people's houses were destroyed. Anyway, Cowboys will be later. Although we can talk Micah Parsons. I mean, the Cowboys are in the news as they always are. Jerry Jones doing Jerry Jones things. Jerry Jones, God bless him. General manager for the last 78 years, I believe, of the Cowboys. Doing what he always does. He doesn't pay his players. He drags it out. He makes it public, and then he pays them at the very end way over market because, he just likes being in the news. That's what he's paying for. This is what he's doing. This is how he wins. He just wants to make the most money and make his most relevant, the most dramatic TV show. It has nothing to do with winning games and everyone. Now, the Micah Parsons one, been holding out for a while. And then it got ugly. I guess he went in to talk with them about the story was Micah Parsons had a meeting. He wanted to get the deal done in the offseason. He didn't want to be a distraction. They had a meeting, but under the guise of leadership. Jerry Jones calling you in for a meeting about leadership. Okay, yeah, this sounds like a fun Thursday. And then Jerry gives you some ridiculous analogy about 1920s segregation or whatever. That photo came up of Jerry Jones on the civil rights, like on the wrong side. He's always on the wrong side of those civil rights photos. He's like putting a hose in Selma, Alabama to school kids and shit. I said before, Jerry Jones is the Forrest Gump of racism. If there's a famous racist photograph in American history, Jerry Jones is in the background with a buzz cut at different ages. There he is, not letting kids ride the same bus. There he is, telling them to drink a separate water fountain. There's oil tycoon Jerry Jones. But he's just one of those. He's one of those American celebrities. Texas. He is exactly what you would think a Texas oil man should be. Anyway. Then the contract came up, so he's like, "Yeah, our deal's done, right? Put this on a napkin here, the VIP room in a club. Let's get a scotch and have a broad give us a fix your business." And Parsons like, "Okay, that sounds good. Let's do something like that. Let me just get my agent in touch, to look at the contract because he's my agent, and that's what they do. I'm a linebacker. I don't look over legal documents like that. That's why I hire professionals to do that." Jerry's, whoa, what's with all this agent talk? I don't say anything about agents. We don't talk with agents. What? Why not? Well, because when you're something, we need them. When you're something wrong, they know where to be found. What problem do you have with? Well, yeah, if I have a problem with you, what problem? And Jay-Z got involved somehow. And Des Bryant, and Nicki Minaj, they're going at each other on Black Twitter. I'm not exactly sure what all that was. I'm pretty fluent in Black Twitter, but even that one was going, whoa, this is how this thing escalated quickly. What's going on? Nicki Minaj and Des Bryant were screaming at each other, calling each other and bringing up insane, going in, as they say, on each other because of somehow related to Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons. And at one point, Nicki Minaj said, "I'll give you $10 million cash if you can beat my husband up or something." And Des Bryant's like, "Sure, get the cash. I'll do it right in front of you." Her husband's probably like, what? What the fuck? Bitch, what are you doing? You can beat up Des Bryant, right? No, I don't know. Well, even why would I want to? Because if you don't, we lose $10 million. What? Women love that. Women love putting you in fights we can't win. Anyway, so now Micah Parsons demanded a trade because of all the other stuff that Jerry Jones said. I don't think Jones is going to trade him. It doesn't matter. And he even said, don't lose sleep over. This is a fun show we got. They're like, the relationship splintered. Yeah, well, $150 million will unsplinter that relationship. But yeah, Jones has that plantation owner energy. He's not going to listen to the fucking player and trade him. Trade him where? They should, but because they're not going to do anything. But they're the Cowboys. How about them Nicki Minaj Cowboys? Anyway. Oh, goodness graciousness.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
As we say, protect Jerry Jones at all costs. Just to make sure he's always running the Cowboys. And it's kind of like, because that's the best thing with Cowboy fans, because Cowboy fans are obnoxious. They're the worst. And they, they want to say how they're going to win. But they're even starting to realize, it's kind of like MAGA fans and these Epstein files, where they're realizing, oh, this is never going to change, is it? Jerry Jones is always going to ruin the Cowboys no matter what. Yep. And that's what he's there for. That's why I bought the team. Good for him. But no, he's keep being the general manager and owner. That's a system that tends to always work.
It ain't gonna work, buddy.
In other NFL news, before I get to the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Seattle Seahawks team previews, Matthew Stafford's spine is not working. That's not a good sign.
Spinal.
And that's a fun thing they keep trying to blow off. And like Sean McVay today in a press conference, he's seen a spine specialist 3 times in 2 weeks and had like different injections. That's not good. Any 37-year-old man getting back injections is not good, let alone a guy who's supposed to be the quarterback for a football team that's starting up pretty soon. Preseason is this Thursday. I'll have preseason bombs for you on Wednesday's show. We hit with the Chargers and the over last game. Don't let anyone tell you not to bet preseason. Oh, you don't know what's going to happen in preseason. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in the regular season either, but I bet it. The hell's the difference? Yeah, they asked McVay today. So what's going on with Stafford's back? He keeps going to a back doctor, and all the back doctors say, we don't know, it's a back. That's what they always tell you. Listen, I've gone to plenty of school for the back, and I've done all the studies, and at the end of the day, who fucking knows? It's a back, you know?
And once again, we apologize for CJ's language.
When it comes to that, they just never know.
Spinal.
So the Rams season might be over. Without them telling us. Because if it's Jimmy Garoppolo and Stetson Bennett, I don't mind Jimmy Garoppolo. But I actually caught a little bit of wide receiver and quarterback because I was watching some Netflix this weekend. And Devontae Adams had a lot to say about Jimmy Garoppolo when they were in the Raiders, and then he left. Now they're back in the Rams. Now it could be very awkward if they do it again. Maybe it's Devontae Adams that keeps breaking these quarterbacks. Who knows? Maybe it's not Rodgers. Devontae Adams kills quarterbacks everywhere he goes. Anyway, great weekend. I was up in Lake Arrowhead. Speaking of Netflix, so that's what you do. You go up there and you go to Lake Arrowhead, which is only a couple hours away, not even from Los Angeles. It's up in a mountain people. It's always weird to see the locals in those kinds of towns. Like, how the fuck do you get up in these mountains and just live here? And you talk to them like, oh, I see. You're not with it right now. You are crazy. You're mountain crazy. You live in the elevation. Did not see any bears, though. I was disappointed. I did take chocolate mushrooms and saw a Queen cover band. That was the entertainment going on up there. That was fun. Hiked back, got a little lost in the pitch darkness. It happens. Maybe I'll talk way save that for the man box. Or should I play Queen? Here's the thing with Queen. The Queen cover band, it was fine. The guy who played Freddie Mercury, he was good. Did 6 costume changes or whatever. He played the part there. He could sing a little bit. Here's the thing. Well, with a Queen cover band or a band, any kind of, Queen, just a band like that, which is very, lead singer driven. The heavyweight was being carried by Freddie Mercury in that band. Like once he's gone, you need a singer that can sing like him, which obviously there are not many. Because without outstanding vocals, you're like, okay, the song is pretty elementary. Not much to boop, 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 boop. Good catchy tune, but you need that damn opera gig singer going, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. But he did a good job. Did a smash-up job. I don't want to sing too much. We have to pay money there. Like I said, Sharon Osbourne came after me. Had me take down an episode because of my playing Ozzy after he's dead. These sons of booches. Oh man, I'm really getting away from me. All right, let me let me rein this show back in. Thank you, C-Generates. Come on in, hit the thumbs up button. Let me take an ad read, and then when we come back, we'll talk some Jacksonville Jaguars team preview 2025. Not, of course, after I tell you about Underdog. Underdog is the best way to play fantasy for real cash. We all know that, but of course, it's best ball season. I started getting into it. I'm locking these up. Best Ball Mania is their main thing. All summer long to give away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million in first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments about, trades. Best Ball is the best way to do it. You slow pick it, you long pick it. You downgrade Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams because Stafford's spine is all messed up.
Spinal.
Sign up for promo code BOMBS. Claim your special pick and first time deposit up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com promo code BOMBS. We're all also brought to you by MyBookie. Did I not mention MyBookie? MyBookie. Wherever I bet, he bets. MyBookie. MyBookie AG. It's your place to bet on every sport, including the MLB, WNBA, golf, course, football futures. Accepts customers with a ton of locations. Easy deposit. Lightning fast payouts. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for that $1,000 deposit match. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. A bet I like on MyBookie. I'm supposed to give one of those out. Why not? It is a gambling show. It is the Laddie Daddy. I parlayed a couple favorites tonight. I went Phillies and Dodgers. Phillies 195, Dodgers minus 180. You're playing the Cardinals. You're playing Baltimore. That can get you a little plus 160 or something like that. So that's my bomb. I'll put that on my book. Phillies, Dodgers. Might as well do Detroit, too. They're playing Minnesota. My goodness. Minnesota. Hello. There's trade deadline, and then there's what Minnesota did. They just dumped the entire team. They had to call up like 10 people in the minor league. They traded away the entire team. How do you still charge full price for your tickets to your fan base? After we're just going to give up here August 1st. We're just going to give up on this season. That'll do it for us. No. So you're going to quit? No, we're still going to play the games, and we're still going to charge full prices for everything. But you're not going to recognize one single player. We're going to trade our closer to Philly Durant, and we're also going to trade away his intro music and his light pyrotechno show. People seem to like that. We put that in the contract. Everything's got to go. Take everything with you. Feel bad for Twin fans, but I feel good for us Philly fans because Durant's great. There's 104 miles an hour, but to get the song and graphics in the trade that's hilarious. That's when you really need money. Minnesota's like, what else do you need? What do you need from the vending machine? Anyway, all right, let's get into these Jacksonville Jaguars.
Duval.
I feel like I should lock in. If you see the artwork, you see that Trevor Lawrence on my man in the box head, that wig. That might be a new. That might become a new AVI profile there for me. the Jaguars start doing what I think they're going to do. They are Jacksonville Jaguars. Just real quick, over under they are 7.5 wins this year. They were 4-13 last year, 10-7 against the spread though. So they covered. They are undervalued because they were 2-8 in one-score games. This year they're plus 280 to win the South, 35-1 to win the AFC, 80-1 to win the Super Bowl, 100-1 on Bet Online if you go for that. Liam Cohen, brand new coach, the guru, Tampa Bay offensive coordinator last year. He turned around Baker Mayfield. He turned around Will Levis at Kentucky. This guy turns guys around. It's time to turn Trevor Lawrence around. Although Trevor Lawrence is only 25 years old. It's his 5th year. But I will say about him, I think he's a little too tough for his own good. A couple years ago, he got that big playoff win, that San Diego game. It was a big comeback. Then they went to Kansas City. Was only down by 7 in the fourth quarter. Close game. Then they were 8-3 the next year, and he got hurt badly on Monday night. Then he kept playing through injuries. Then he got hurt again. He keeps playing through it, so he doesn't get credit for it. He's too tough, Trevor Lawrence. New general manager, James Gladstone. He's only 32 years old. He was a scout for Tampa Bay, not for Tampa Bay, for McVay, I mean. They brought all the new coaches. This is your Sabermetrics innovative young coaching staff, what they're going with here. And I think Liam Cohen can get this Tampa Bay offense to do not exactly what this Jacksonville offense to do what Tampa Bay did, which was 5th in EPA, 6th in rushing EPA. Jacksonville was 19th last year, which is pretty pathetic for the talent that they have. Lawrence is 50-1 to win MVP. Why not? Their offensive line shouldn't be a problem. Why do I say that? Because that's what they said. It was a problem last year. They put some bodies out there. They're like, don't worry, it won't be a problem. Why not? Well, it shouldn't be. We were promised it should not be. Their defense was 31st last year. Not good. But they brought in Anthony Campanelli. Oh, Anthony Campanelli. Spelled Anthony, but trust me, I grew up in the East Coast with a lot of Anthony's. This is pronounced Anthony. Anthony Campanelli, defensive coordinator for the Jags. What?
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
They say he murdered. And he's going to have him sacking. They're going to go back to Saxonville. I love this coaching staff. I like Anthony. I love Duval. I'll tell you what, Cohen gets a lot of shit for saying Duval like that during his opening press conference.
Duval.
Yes, it was corny, but there's no right way to say Duval. There's no cool way to say it. I've been to Jacksonville plenty of times. There's no cool way to say Duval. Duval. You sound ridiculous. You sound like the trash that you are down there in Jacksonville, Florida. I love them down there. Love performing down there. I went to Rocksonville, their concert festival out there, White Trash Rock. Tool headlined, actually. I saw Tool. Pretty good. Anyway, point is, now we got Campanelli. And this defense is going to be a little bit better. They're obviously, they have to be. They're 31st last year. Their D-line, they got Trayvon Walker, who was the number 1 pick a couple years ago. He had a slow rookie season. He started catching on last year. He's becoming a problem. I think he's going to have a big third year. But then, more importantly, Josh Hines Allen, formerly Josh, don't call him Josh Allen, defensive end. He had 17 sacks one year. He had like 12, like even last year. But he was heavy last year. He weighed like 290s, down to his fighting weight, down to 265. Stayed in Jacksonville in the offseason to onboard Cohen because his Kentucky coaches said, you got to help our guy out. And he did. So he's taking a leadership role. He said he wants to break the sack record. All that jazz. That's why I see Generates. One of my favorite plays, which I've given out. Josh Hines Allen, to lead the league in sacks 40-1. Bomb it. A play I absolutely love. Defensive player of the year 70-1. I sprinkled on that too, but Josh Hines Allen to lead the league in sacks 40-1. One of my favorites. Trayvon Walker's 25-1. I think it's mispriced. It should be like, I love Trayvon Walker, but he's a D tackle. He'll get sacks, but not as much as I don't think as much as Josh Hines Allen at 40-1. Their linebackers are okay. Devin Lloyd, Alukin. Their secondary, Tyson Campbell. They brought in Jordan Lewis. They were a problem last year, so hopefully it's like I said, it's got to help them out. But of course, the main thing was they drafted Travis Hunter. Two-way Travis Hunter, Shohei Ohtani of football without the interpreter. No one knows how much he's going to play on offense or on defense. It's easier for him to play. He's got to learn more on offense, I believe, because he played defense 100% of the time, I believe, in college. They need him in both. They need him in both. They need a number 2 wide receiver, and they need a shutdown corner. All the reports are that he doesn't get tired. He runs like 50-yard routes and like puts his hand up and runs it again. Do that again, and just keeps running like. So maybe he is. Who knows? Maybe he is this machine. You look at him in this picture here, winning the Heisman. He looks like the Predator. Maybe he's the Predator. Maybe Travis Hunter is a well-behaved gentleman Predator. That's a good nickname, the Gentleman Predator. I do not have a soundbite for that. I wish I did.
Duval.
Oh, I should have played this when I'm talking about Nicki Minaj and Des Bryant.
Cultural gap.
Yeah, it is. Big time.
So Travis Hunter, there's some weird props you can play on him. The numbers are kind of low. He'll be fun to watch. Anyway, that offense, the Liam Cohen offense, this is the main reason why I'm high on the Jags. And Trevor Lawrence. I think it can help turn Trevor Lawrence around. Brian Thomas Jr., he's the clear-cut number 1 receiver, had a monster rookie year. He is 35-1 to win Offensive Player of the Year. You can get his, I think he's plus 650 to lead a division in yards. Is that right? Something like that. I don't know if I like that as much. Anyway, he's going to have a monster year. I'm on Brian Thomas overs, all of it. Hunter will be the 2. Then I have De'Ami Brown as a third receiver who I'm, it's a big steep. It's a drop. It's a big drop. We'll just say that once you get off of Travis Hunter. So the amount of plays he can do is a lot. But if this thing all clicks, well, now we're talking. To get to 7.5, that's no problem. I'm going to probably be taking some alt totals on my Jaguars. Then, of course, their backfield. Didn't even talk about them. Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby, and then they drafted Tootin to Toot out of Tech. 1150.5 is Brian Thomas's total. Travis Etienne's is 25-1 to win the AFC South in yards. Wow. Let's get the schedule up here. Let's take a look if we can get this done. That is Travis Etienne is pretty low rate. Everyone thinks Tank Bigsby is just going to be supplant him as number 1. I don't know if that's true. Or Tootin. Why would they have drafted Tootin if they like Tank? I don't know if they like Tank. But Etienne, he had 1,008 yards last year, 11-25 the year before that. Or 23, 22, I should say. Last year he did not, but he was injured last year. Yeah, he's got the pedigree for it. 25-1. Let's bomb that. To lead the South in yards. All right, let's do it. Let's go through the schedule here. Let's see if we can get ourselves at least 8 wins. I'm thinking 9, 10, probably 12. 80-1 to win the Super Bowl. Why not? All right, week 1, we Carolina Panthers at home. That's a dub, no problem. We'll lock that in there.
Duval.
Ship it. Week 2 at Cincinnati. That's going to be a tough one. At Cincinnati, Joey Burrow. Like I said, I just watched quarterback. He's a little motivated this year. All right, 1-1. We'll give you that. Week 3, then we got Houston at home immediately. This is where you want to plant your flag for the division. I think these Texans are. I know they're the favorite to win the division, but I think that O-line's gonna be awful. And this is what Josh Hines, Allen, Trayvon Walker are gonna do. It's gonna be Saxonburg. Let's go at 2-1. Hit it.
Duval.
Now we got to go to San Francisco. 4:00 game. That's a tough one in the sun out there. So we're 2-2 to start. We'll lose that one. Now we come home for Kansas City on a Monday night game. Why is this the Monday night game? I'll tell you why. Because the Jags are the primetime team of the year. Get on board. Get on the ground floor. Me and Goldilocks, Trevor Lawrence, the kid, That's an upset win. Chiefs go down to Jacksonville.
They're destroying the Chiefs.
Damn right they are.
Duval.
3-2. Then the Seahawks come across country for back-to-back home games. We'll take them out as well. Now we are 4-2 before we go to the Rams on the Sunday in Los Angeles. That's a tough one after the back-to-back. But if Matt Stafford's spine is off and it's just Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, it's in London. Never mind. No, this is Jacksonville does great in London. This is where they win. You don't mess with Jacksonville and London. This is a third win in a row. Let's go.
Duval.
So that's 1, 2, 3, and 1, 4 and 1, 4 and 2, 5 and 2. Then we got the bye as we come back home. Now we go to Vegas. This is where things get questionable. You can't have a vacation off a vacation. You go to London, work trip. They're used to that. And they have a bye, so it's now you're home. Now you're going to Vegas. You can't double stack the vacations. This is going to be a slip up. They're going to lose that one. And then they have to go to Houston right afterwards. Then you have the Vegas. Hangover. So this is a tough stretch. So they're going to win. They're going to beat the Rams in London because that's what they do. They love going to London. Then they got to go home in Florida, and they're at home to the bye week. Then you got to go to Vegas. You double stack the vacations. You can't do that. They drop that one to Vegas. Then the Vegas hangover. Then they have to go back on the road for work after that. Oh, God. Now you don't know what's going on. When you leave Vegas and you still think that the rest of America or rest of society is like them, you think every woman's a prostitute, and you think, why can't I drink and smoke in your face? Because you're not in Vegas, you degenerate. Oh, sorry. So that's a loss. Back-to-back losses. We're now 5-4. Sunday home Chargers. That's a W. We get back on the board 6-4.
Duval.
Now we go to Phoenix for Arizona late game. That's an interesting game. That'll be a nice fun shootout between your Kyler Murrays and your Trevor Lawrences. That's a game they got to get if they want to do things that I want them to do. You know what? I want to give it to them. 7-4. Let's go. Then they come home to Tennessee.
Duval.
Don't even talk about that. That could be a kind of a slip up game too. Oh, they'll go at Tennessee. I'm sorry. That could be a slip up game. I'll have them drop that one. They're going to win one or the other. Phoenix or Tennessee, not both. So they're 7-5 now, I believe, in my book. 7-5. Come home to the Colts. That's a W. Jets. It's a W. Back-to-back. Double Duvals.
Duval.
So now I have them at 9-5. At Denver, week 16. Hell, we might have the division wrapped up by then. I just did the Bronco thing. I said they're going to lose that one. So they are now 9-6. Colts at home. Colts on the road. Who knows who the Colts quarterback will be at that point or at any point. I think they get that 10-6, and then they got week 18 at home versus the Titans. That will be an automatic W if they need it, unless they have things wrapped up. That's 11-6. I got them at. Let's bank it.
Duval.
At a win total of 7.5, 290 plus to win to South. We're hammering over 7.5. We're hammering over 8.5. Alt win total plus 210, plus 290 to win to South. Josh Hines out to lead the league in sacks, 40-1. Let's go. Trevor Lawrence, 50-1 MVP. Why not? You ever got an MVP and Defensive Player of the Year at the same time? Brian Thomas, monster game. Oh boy! All right, there it is. Anyway, wow, that got away from me. That's when I talk about the Jaguars. I talk about my Gilmore. That's what happens. I get excited. Friday nights for the girlfriend, Saturdays for the wives. You know what I mean? Jacksonville, you know who you are. You know who you are to me. Don't be like that. Don't make me take you out and introduce you to people, Jacksonville. You know we love you, but not like that. You know, I mean, if things weren't the way they were at home with the Eagles, I'd take you out more. I'd show you around. I'd wear your merch, but You know, things are a little tough at home out there. You know, well, what do the neighbors say? I can't do that. I got a job. It's all people would talk about. We're jagging off, as Feach says. I put that comment on there. We don't know what to call ourselves as fans. A bunch of jag-offs? Is that what we should call them? Us Jag fans? And I am a Jag fan. I'm not saying I'm not a Jag fan. Always pulled for him. Always pulled for him to Fred Taylor, Jimmy Smith days, and Keenan McCardle. Always loved the Jags. Even messed with Blake Bortles a little bit. Anyway, all right. When I come back, we'll talk Seattle Seahawks. Those are my plays for Jacksonville. I like them a lot. Let's do it. But of course, I got to tell you about the Circa Million Survivor contest, which is where all this stuff is leading to. The greatest casino in Las Vegas, the one that's not losing money, the greatest sports book in the world, Circa Las Vegas. They're hosting the world's biggest pro football contest, the Million Survivor and the Circa Grandissimo, over 21 million guaranteed prizes. You can't call yourself a true DJ for not competing in this contest. Come out, Circa. You want to play in the contest? Come out, Circa sign up weekend, August 21st to 23rd. SGPN's going to be there. Hang out with me, the man in the box. I'll be there. Amazing weekend. Live shows, open bars, Radio Row. You get 15% off with promo code SGP15 at all their resorts. Sign up in Nevada, play anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com, use promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fee. And VSiN is actually doing a documentary about it, and it debuts tomorrow night. And me, Sean, and Ryan are in episode 1. That I know. Saw the trailer, long trailer. But the first episode is tomorrow night on VSiN, wherever you get your VSiNs. It'll be on YouTube too. And yeah, you'll see me, the man in the box, Laddie Daddy, chopping it up, accusing them of stealing my idea, which they did. But that's fine. We're past that because I have $20 million to win. All right, let's get to rhythm. Rhythm's gonna bet you. Rhythm's gonna bet you. Rhythm's gonna bet you. With props. But they have power trends, Rhythm. They've been crushing it, especially with the WNBA and MLB. They have power trends. You do one of those a day, you're going to make money. A lot of unders on the batter hit props, hit it like 7% rate. It's been pretty profitable. The lady WNBA one.
Dancing for ladies!
They are like 27-16 since the All-Star break or something. So they actually like Sabrina Ionescu tomorrow night under 2.5 made threes. They think she's going to make round 1. So that's a huge power trend to have. Sabrina Ionescu, who just went off last night, to go under 2.5 made threes. Actually, that's not a bad play. So get your 7-day free trial today. Go to sportsgamepodcast.com/rhythm. All right, we are back here on the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, CJ Sullivan, the Laddie Daddy, the man in the box. Scumbagger Vance. Just showed a close up of the mustache there. I didn't realize how mustachy it is, but it is. It is mustachy. So that's the problem. I shave, and I don't always. If I shave the mustache completely, it's clean puss, and that's always a little alarming. But if I try to trim it and go, like it gets all jagged, and I just got to keep it. I just got to keep it my Andy Reid / undercover cop on vacation look there. I used to have these electric. I can just get a new set of electric razor. I was like, this electric razor that would blend it pretty nicely, but it broke. Well, get another one. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I guess I could get another one. Oh man! All right, where were we? Oh, thanking you guys for tuning in. There's a lot of people here watching live, I see, according to the eyeball staring at me. Come on over. Follow me at CJ Sullivan _ on X, at CJ Sullivan was taken _ between Twitter for Instagram. You can email me at bottomlinebombs on, oh no, what is it? Bottomlinebombs at thesgpn.com. That's the email. Or you can put a comment on my Spotify. Make sure you subscribe to Spotify, iTunes, whatever. You can put comments there. I can look at those now. I'm finally a content creator. But you can also email me. I get emails. I want to know your stories. I actually do. I've been thinking about how I got to be more user friendly. I know I'm the man in the box, and I love my C-generates. I got to give you a reason to do it. I just want to say, if everyone has a bad beat story, I want a good beat. Tell me your good. Speaking of jagging off, tell me your good beats. Tell me a fun win you had. Let's talk some wins on this show. You know what I mean? We got to get in this positive. We got to start manifesting victories. I want to tell a good winning story every show up until Survivor and through Survivor when we turn $20 into $20 million. So that's what I do. C-generates, go ahead and email me at bottomlinebombs@thesgpn. Scrolling on the bottom, you should be able to read it there. .com. And give me your good beats. Beating off. We beat off the books. Maybe that's what I'll call it. Beating off the books. Talking wins with the man in the box. All right, let's get into Seattle Seahawks. Speaking of wins, Seattle Seahawks 10-7 last year. They did not make the playoffs somehow. Usually you win 10 games, you're going to make the playoffs. But that did not happen. They had some weird tiebreaker. Whatever they were going to do it well, then they kind of choked towards the end. They had Ryan Grubb was their offensive coordinator from the UW. Then they fired him. Grubb from the UW. They hired Clint Kubiak, who is not really an inspired hiring, but he does like to run the ball, and that's what Coach Mike McDonald wants. Who is 20-1 to win Coach of the Year, by the way. He was the hot ticket last year. Their GM John Schneider just got another deal. Speaking of long GMs, Jesus. Jerry Jones is obviously the longest, but after that, it has to be John Schneider. He was there like in 2010. And they extended him. What's he got to do to get fired? Anyway, apparently last year, once Geno Smith threw an interception against the Giants and they lost at home to the Giants, Mike McDonald goes, that's it. After this year, I don't care what happens. I'm getting rid of Geno Smith, and I'm getting rid of this coordinator. I just want a boring quarterback that will hand it off, and I want a coordinator that's going to call running plays. So they brought in Sam Darnold and Clint Kubiak. There you go. That's dull, for sure. So 7.5 win total. Sam Darnold, who had a great year until the last 2 games of the season, and then he did not have a great year. Then everyone's like, oh, yeah, that's right. He's Sam Darnold. Almost forgot that is Sam Darnold. So what Sam Darnold will he be? Who knows? Who cares? It's going to be a version of Sam Darnold. I actually think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to be more in control, but I think they're going to run the ball a lot. Now, their offensive line is a question mark. No doubt about that. That's not helpful. They lost DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. They kept JSN, Jackson Smith and the Jigba, the JSN word, if you will, who had 100 catches last year, 137 targets. His target share is only going to go up because who they got to replace the second receiver is Cooper Kupp. And Cooper Kupp,
that's not the answer.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp, I think, is a little long in the cup tooth, if you will. So I don't know how much help he's going to give. They have a rookie tight end to cut Noah Fant, sort of letting Elijah Rojo play. That's kind of weird. But this is a defensive team. They're going to run the ball with Kenneth Walker III and Zach Charbonnet. And when they throw it, they're going to throw it the JSN word. And they're just going to stay in games. They're not going to blow teams out, but they're also not going to get blown out because their defense is good. Their defensive line is amazing. Jerron Reed, Byron Murphy II, Wilkins, Jonathan Hankins, DeMarcus Lawrence, not to be confused with Dexter. Their linebackers are pretty good. Derek Hall, who had 8 sacks last year. Nwosa, well, injury prone. Ernest Jones, they added last year mid-season. They did great. See, I'm a believer in Mike McDonald, who came over from Baltimore. He's an in-game fixer with the defense. And their D-backs, they're not quite as good as they were in the Legion of Boom, but they're as good as they have been since the Legion of Boom. Rick Woolen and Devon Witherspoon, I mean, they're not the best, but maybe top 3 best cornerback duos in the league. Kobe Bryant at safety. I mean, they're good. I gave this out on VSiN yesterday. I did the Sunday Bet Show with Grace Remington and Will Hill. Shout out to them for having me on. But I gave out Kenneth Walker III at 55-1 to lead the league in rushing yards. Let's go. Why not sprinkle that? Hell, he's 6-1 to lead the division in rushing yards. That's a nice little play. What's stopping it? Obviously, Charbonnet being there stops it. The offensive line not being great, but other than that, he's an explosive runner, Walker, and they like him a lot. They want him to be the guy, and when he breaks free, I mean, he goes to the house. So he's a good threat, and they're going to run the ball a lot. And many times they can, they're going to want to run it. That's why I think there's value at 55-1 or 65-1, whatever we can find. It was 65, now it's 55-1 on Kenneth Walker III. Another advanced stat. I don't know. If you look at all those advanced stats, his broken tackle rate was absurd, all those things like that. And JSN, the JSN word to lead the league in receptions is 20-1. I mean, who else are they going to throw the ball to? Not that damn corpse. Cooper Kupp.
And people that are productive.
Cooper Cough, if you will. Let's pull up their schedule and see what we got here with Seattle. Yep, that's Jacksonville's. We already did that. Here we go. Here's Seattle. Boom. All right. So they are 5-1 to win the West, over under 7.5 wins. 28-1 to win the NFC, 60-1 to win the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying Sam Darnold's going to win the Super Bowl or even the NFC. He can win that West with that defense and Mike McDonald. You got to play the Niners, that clap disaster of a show, even though they got an easy schedule. Rams, spinal cord injury for Stafford.
Spinal.
And then Arizona. What? 5-1's a crazy number. I'm playing that right up without even looking at the schedule. I'm playing the Seahawks at 5-1 to win the West. And they open right up with the Niners. Let's go. Home opener in Seattle, 12th man. Don't forget, C-generates, the Seahawks are legally allowed to have 12 men on the field because of their 12th man rule in fan. I know it seems unfair, but yeah, it's Seattle. That's where they are.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
I know the Eagles are a different team than the Seahawks, but that's what I have downloaded. Anyway, yeah, they're above the law.
Finally, Big Earn is above the law. It's a great.
So 1-0. I think they beat the Niners. Then they go to Pittsburgh right away. That's a tough spot. Little letdown from the Niners game. I'll give Rodgers that one. We're 1-1. Seattle's 1-1. Then they come home to the Saints. Gee, have you seen those Tyler Shuck videos? My God, they're gonna have to go with Spencer Rattler. 2-1. Then a Thursday night at Arizona, another bird on bird action. I'll give Arizona that one just because I hate road Thursday night football games. So 2-2 to start off, and then we come home to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's not going to want to Cohen. Are you kidding me? Left to Jacksonville. We just went over that. And now they have to go to Seattle. Big W, 3-2 Seattle. But then Seattle goes to my Jaguars, 3-3. Sorry, Seattle. Well, nothing I can do when you go to Duval.
Duval.
So 3-3, but then that's okay because they got a Monday nighter at home versus the Texans. What a weird matchup. Sometimes these primetime matchups, like, what are we doing? Houston, Seattle, why not? Both their uniforms are discernible. Let's do it. I think they get that one at home. Like I said, I think that's the Houston O-line is going to be a problem. I think Houston, they have a great defense, so that'll be a great defensive battle. So 4-3, they're going into the bye. Then we have Sunday night football game at Washington. That's a tough one. We'll go 4-4 there. Cardinals at home. That's a revenge spot. Bang, 5-4 win. At LA Rams, always tough, but they always play kind of well there. They're either going to win that one or lose at Tennessee. They're not going to get them both. Tennessee's a classic letdown trip-up game. So we'll take a loss there and a win versus the Rams. Nah, they're losing against the Rams. Will be Tennessee. Let me be reasonable about this. So that's 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2 for that stretch. 3-3, 4-3, 4-4, 5-4, 5-5. 6-5 I have them coming into the last stretch of games. Home versus the Vikings, that's a win. That's a Sam Darnold revenge spot. No doubt about it. Lock that in. 7-5. Then they go to Atlanta. Trip up spot versus Pennick, 7-6. Colts at home, winner 8-6. Rams at home for Thursday night football, 9-6. Carolina on the road could be tough, but if they need it for the playoffs, I see them locked in 10-6. Then at San Francisco, hopefully everything will be shut down by then. Maybe 10-7, 11-6 at the most. Either way, we're flying over 7.5. We're doing plus 500 to win the West, and it might come down that last game versus the Niners. So there it is. There's the Seattle and the Jacksonville previews. Now let's get into the box. All right. Thank you, everybody who tuned in today for the Jag-Off show. Here, the Jag-Off Hour with DJ Easy Dick. Remember that? That Snoop Dogg one? Anyway. I did mention I was in Big Bear this week. Not Big Bear this weekend. Lake Arrowhead. Big Bear's close to Lake Arrowhead. And I did notice, I did say, listen to Netflix show. I did it. Shrooms. Did a little mini hike. Got lost. It was pitch black on the shrooms. That also helped. Coming back from the Queen cover band concert. You know, as one does up in the lake on a summertime. And then I did watch a Happy Gilmore too. I touched on Happy Gilmore 2 last week about everyone's discourse about the reviews, how everyone was either afraid to rip it or they did rip it, or people would yell at each other for ripping it or for liking it or for not liking it. Like you couldn't be, your opinion just couldn't been validated either way. Like you just weren't allowed to have your opinion either way, not for or against it. It's very weird. And I did watch it, and I'll say this. Yes, it's bad. It's a bad movie. But I was actually surprised how I was not angry with it. I'm like, I'm going to be really angry about how unfunny it is. And it's not funny. I laughed a couple times, but whatever. But like, it didn't even seem like a movie. I'm like, this isn't even a movie. Like I get upset at bad movies. I'm like, this isn't even a movie. This is just literally all of his friends hanging out, shooting something. Like, hey, if you come over, we're going to shoot something. It's a cartoon, whatever it is. You know, it was PG. Why was it PG? I didn't understand that. There was a story where, because spoiler alert, there's cameos in this movie. If you haven't heard, quite a few cameos. I watched a 15-minute video explaining all the cameos in Happy Gilmore 2. It's beyond absurd. Cameos are supposed to be a special thing, you know, that makes you giggle. This is like the whole fucking movie is cameos.
And once again, we apologize for CJ's language.
He did a PG movie. I can't even do a PG 2-minute rant about the movie. Anyway, Post Malone wanted to drop a quote, and I was like, Post Malone, stop. You can't curse. We're going for PG. Why? Post Malone should have been like, why? Why are you going for PG? The people that you're doing nostalgia jokes about the first one, which was 30 years ago, which is fine. I get it. But those are your fans who are growing up. Give them a goddamn R-rated joke.
And once again, we apologize for CJ's language. That's
what I don't get. Why are you making this child show? For who? Who's going to want to watch the reference of Scotty Scheffler and Xander Schauffele and, you know, Bubba Watson? There were so many golfers in there, and I know the golfers. I'm still like, who the hell is that golfer? Anyway, this is the absurdity of the cameos in it. Like, okay, you have Dan Patrick. He's in all of his movies. He's a sports anchor. Okay, fine. He's your friend. Gotcha. No problem. He makes the fake Sports Center show. And look what happened today. Happy Gilmore tried to punch an alligator. He got arrested. All right, fine. But then they do that, and then they do like, and then you got Chris Berman doing the same story. Then Stephen A. Smith doing the same. Like, why do we have 4 of them? Because we're just putting them all in there. Anytime you heard a line being delivered terribly, like, oh, he must be somebody. That must be a celebrity. a non-actor celebrity or a family member. Half their family, all of Sandler's daughters and wives in it. Shooter's daughters and Ben Stiller's kids are in it. The CEO of Netflix's kids are in it. Why not give them a break? Hilarious. But like I said, I wasn't even upset. I was like, this is because it doesn't even feel like a movie. It's just, you're just questioning, like, why is this even any of this happening? Channing Brown said he just locked in that parlay I mentioned. Let's ride. Let's do it. I said Phillies and Dodgers parlay. Lock that in. And if you want to toss the Tigers in, I did too. That's at plus 260, all three of those. But I don't exactly like Sunday night baseball teams that lose and have to travel back. But I do think they win. But let's stick with Phillies Dodgers. Lock it in, Channing Brown. Make sure you do those futures as well. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to complain about Happy Gilmore too. But it's so funny. So then when you know what he does, and there's podcasters and influencers and whatever, athletes from every sport. And I'm glad he's having a good time. And that's what they all say. We had a good time. I got to see my family. I got to vacation with my family. Well, that's great. I'm glad you're having fun. I'm glad someone is. Good for you. We weren't. Us suckers at home watching this thing is not having fun. Paying tax dollars for crying out loud. Hard-earned tax dollars. It's so weird. And that's the thing with Adam Sandler, because he's so likable, and there's so many of his friends and cameos in there who have so many fans spreading all over the different ones, that I think he spreads such a cast such a wide net that none of them will talk shit about it, because they're all either afraid or they just like him so much. They're like, it did its job. It's all right. It's silly. My kids liked it. Your kids liked it. But yeah, you're watching like, what? Why is this happening?
Why? Because fuck them. That's why.
Shooter McGavin was great. Christopher McDonald. Yeah, that's his name. He should have a spinoff show, for crying out loud. Oh man. Anyway, all right. I don't know what else to say. It's a dope time. I gave out Jacksonville. I gave out Seattle. I talked about Lake Arrowhead. We went from Lake Arrowhead and we stopped in In-N-Out on the way. We dined in. I haven't dined in a fast food restaurant in a while. It was, and this is In-N-Out, one of the nice places. It was anarchy in there. I mean, if people are on the microphone, 45, there's every disability you can think of. One guy had a wooden arm, like a fake arm, prosthetic arm, and there was a line around it was fucking like a jungle gym in there. Okay, they're swinging off the banisters. When was the last time you done? I know that Matt Human's fast food rankings are coming out, and people are very excited for that. I want to rank not the food, but just the dine-in experience. Sitting down inside a fast food place in the booth, and then just, saying grace, holding hands with the family, and having a supper inside a Burger King. You ever eat in at a Burger King? My God, that's when you see some things. It's always in the distance. You see people that have been there for decades. That's why I want to come up with that rankings to match Human's rankings. I'm gonna rank the top 10 fast food dine-in experiences by appropriateness. Mm-hmm. All right, that's going to do the show. Channing Brown says, what was the favorite future I mentioned tonight? Well, all right. Since you came in late and you're in the chat, I'll let you have it. I'll recap. I gave out that baseball parlay. I have Jacksonville over 7.5 wins, over 8.5 all total. But my favorite is Josh Hines-Allen to lead the league in sacks 40-1. My favorite play there of Jacksonville. 40-1. Josh Hines-Allen to lead the league in sacks. Hit it. And he's got a kid that's sick that just beat cancer. He's got the narrative. I mean, come on. You can't beat it. And with Seattle, 55-1, Kenneth Walker III to lead the league in rushing. Or JSN, 20-1 to lead the league in receptions. Those are three great futures I like. 20-1, 55-1, 40-1. You can't beat that. Bombs. All right, let me get out of the box. That's going to do it for today's show. Thank you, Feach. Thank you, Chan. Thank you, everyone else who joined the chat room. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the thumbs up here. Bottom line bombs. And don't forget, seriously, email me. I want to see generates, you guys included. Email me or comments on Spotify. bottomlinebombs@thesgpn.com. And I want to hear a good winning gambling story, even if it's not yours, someone else's. Instead of bad beats, we're going to talk beat off the system. How did you beat off the system? And we're going to get some positive winning stories on the show as we look to Survivor and get our $20 into $20 million. Because remember, where the attention goes, the energy flows. So we're going to do positive W victories, and then we're going to ship Survivor and Circa Millions. We're going to do it all.
I'm Lou Holtz, and you're listening to the Man and the Box.
I thought the Lou I had him muted. I was going to crank a Lou Holtz motivational speak, but instead I got this Lou Holtz.
And people that are productive.
Oh, man. Like I said, I never know how to end the show. So everyone, get in your cars and get the hell out of here.
Duval.
See ya.